Now here's the thing, Skeeter. There can be only one star of this. And it's not gonna be you, wherever you're at. Are you there? Oh, am I looking at myself?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Now, Skeeter, there can be only one star. And it's not gonna be you today, Skeeter. See, when you're not looking, I can go like this, and there's no more Skeeter. Where'd Skeeter go? I don't know. There's Skeeter, there's the star. But Skeeter, this episode's not about you. Am I looking over here too much, Kenny? First of all, the most important thing, I don't know if you could tell from the last video, but I got a haircut, and it's fabulous. It's taking years off. Look at it, a little less in the back. Okay, let's get back into it. What's going on today? This is HQ3. This is Nomadic Cooling with the Van Genius and the Skeeters. We have a beautiful van in today from Dan, old Dan's van. It's getting a little bit of an electronics upgrade. We're taking the electronics from here and we're upgrading it to here. We're gonna be changing all the components that we can.
Solar charge controller from Victron. 400 amp easy on off switch. 500 amp smart shunt. 50 amp buck boost for your alternator charging. 4 stud positive / negative bus bar. This one can go either way. Blue C circuit breakers. The 80 amp, the 50 amp, 150 amp. You can see the difference in the quality of the two. This matters for one reason, okay? When you're pulling 10 amps through your electrical system, not a big deal. But when you got the AC hooked up and you're pulling 50, 60, 70, 80 amps into the system, you want something a little bit more reliable. It's only an extra couple dollars, but worth it for the longevity.
Why? Because only the best will do for old Dan. And that's what we do here at Nomadic Cooling. We leave no stone unturned and only the best for our customers. Now let's get into it.
So first thing we're changing out is the solar charge controller. We're swapping the Renogy PVM Wanderer for the more standard MPPT by Victron. This is a beast. All right, so the next thing we'll be swapping out is the 30 amp Orion for the 50 amp buck boost. This is the DC to DC charger. This is what allows you to charge off the alternator back into your house battery bank, okay? The reason we're swapping these out is because the Orion has been getting extremely hot. Now, we still haven't figured out the exact reasoning behind that, but this thing has been getting so hot, you can't even touch it. The plastic looked like it was about to melt. So we're swapping it out with something a little bit more sturdy. It's got 50 amps as opposed to 30 amps, so hopefully that solves the problem. And as we mentioned earlier, we'll be swapping out these breakers for something like this. And these are just a little bit more robust by Blue C. These are Blue C breakers. And that's simply because of the fact that we got the AC up there pumping more amps into your system. You want something that's gonna be able to take that and deliver the results you're looking for.
This is part 2 of the pop-top drop top from Colorado Camper Vans is done. We've upgraded the electrical system and it's looking beautiful. This customer came in specifically for an auto start based on low voltage. That's done. Check it out. It's not on my phone. Ryan! Oh. Now watch this, no hands. There's no hands right here. It's voice activated. 1, 2, Ryan's not ready. God, here's the thing about Ryan is he's not ready. He's never ready. He's not motivated. He's not dedicated. He's slow. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Boom. That's called magic, people. Okay, that's magic. That's a little thing we do over here at Nomadic Cooling. Voice activated auto start. Now, watch this. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna turn it off. Ready? I'm just gonna think it. I'm gonna think it, there's nobody in the car. I thought it. Now this auto start can also start the vehicle based on low voltage. If your voltage goes down, it'll auto start. Now you have to be very careful when you add this feature. I do recommend putting in a safety switch to turn that on and off. There is a little code on the vehicle. What is it? It's up.
It's a valet. It's called a valet.
It's called the valet. Valet mode. Now what is it? How's it work? We'll do a little thing. Kenneth will put that in. It's very complicated. It's 2 ups, it's 2 downs, and door open, the door closed, and then voila, your auto start doesn't work anymore. Okay?
There is a way to turn off the remote start. So if you go somewhere and you don't want your van turning on by accident, this is how you do it. Without your foot on the brake, press the button once, push back and down. 1, 2, 3. Pull it back. Press it twice. 1, 2. Open and shut the door. And now the remote auto start is off. It will not work. Now if you want to turn it back on and see, we got this little notification here, remote stop success on. Now to turn it back on, press this once. You're gonna push back and up. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. Open the door. Shut the door. I'll get a notification on my phone there. Boom, back on. And then lock, unlock.
But also, guys, just a little switch works, okay? This is a very interesting deal. This van itself is absolutely beautiful, and it had a really good electrical system in it. All we've done here is taken the electrical system that was in here, and we've just taken it to the next level. We've put in the most expensive breakers. We put in a Class T fuse for safety. The breakers are for safety. We increased the size of the wire underneath the vehicle for safety. The other thing that we did is this vehicle had a 30 amp DC to DC Orion charger in here. It had 300 amp hours of battery. If you were charging DC to DC off your alternator at 30 amps, that means it would take 10 hours to charge your battery bank. 10. Give it a 10, Kenny. Give it a 10.
A 10! A 10!
10 is too long to charge your battery bank. That means you have to drive the entire width of Texas basically just to charge your battery bank. What we did, because of the batteries that were in there, the Battleborn batteries, we used a Victron buck boost, which charges at 50 amps DC to DC. Now the buck boost is about triple the price of the Orion, but what it does is you're gonna have a lot less heat inside the system. In electrical components, the more you spend, the better you get. It's just funny that way. If there's something that's $100 and something that's $600, you're just gonna have to make the assumption that the $600 one is better for a specific reason. This electrical system, the way it was built, is perfect. It's beautiful. All we did was make it better. We used the best components that were available in the market today. We switched everything that we could easily from whatever brand it was to Victron, so that the driver up front could use one Bluetooth app to see everything. The solar charge controller, the state of the battery, the amperage coming in and out of the battery. It's a little bit more money, but it's gonna make his user experience a little bit better. The other thing about this system is there wasn't a way for the driver or the owner of this vehicle to see the state of charge of the batteries. There was not a BMV 712 or a Victron Smart Shunt or anything along those lines so that he knew how high or how low his battery state was. That has been fixed. That has all been replaced. The auto start is in. Let's take a little walk around. Let's pull off the camera off the tripod. Let's take a little walk around and I'll show you exactly what we did inside the vehicle. The first thing that we did, the negative and positive were both on the same battery. What we did is we moved the negative to the furthest most battery so that we could equally discharge the entire system. When you're using something like an air conditioner that's going to be taking a lot of amperage out of the system, you want to make sure that we're taking it from the whole system in its entirety and not just the single most battery, so that the electricity has to go from here to here to here. This way we're using the whole thing together. It was the easiest way to fix that problem in this system. Right out of the positive, we went right up into what is called a Class T fuse. When you're doing lithium batteries, not only do you want to have it fused, but the best type of fuse to use is a Class T fuse. Obviously, more expensive, but it is faster reacting, a faster response time. These little safety features here will do a good job, not only saving your batteries, but also maybe even saving you if there is a catastrophic damage in the near future. This will make sure that you stay safe. Okay. After that, there was not a master on-off switch inside the system previously. So after the Class T fuse, we did a master on-off switch by Marine Co. This is the largest, nicest, most expensive on-off switch in the market currently today, and that's why we use it. It's the best. Right from there, we added a negative and a positive small bus bar system just to keep track of all the positives coming in, all the positive coming out, and same thing with the negatives. Before, they were just attached to the batteries. Now we did add these Blue Sea 187 breakers. If you felt them in your hand, you would understand why they cost 75 bucks a piece and the ones on Amazon cost $25 a piece. If you can't see them side by side, it's very hard to understand why they're so expensive. But once you feel them in your hand, you will know that you have a better quality product, which is not only safer for you, but safer for all the people that are in the van with you. The most important thing that we did inside this system here was we added this Victron 50 amp DC buck boost right here. This will charge off your alternator back into your battery, programmable up to 50 amps. This is almost double what the Orion did. And the one thing we're not going to get with this that we got with the Orion was all the heat. This will give you less heat than the Orion. Less heat in an electrical system is much better, not only for you, but also for all of your components. Next, we added a Victron BMV battery monitor. This was not in here before. This monitors the flow of current into the system and out of the system. The reason we definitely had to add this is what sends the signal up to the auto start to basically start it on a low voltage. You can set the voltage to whatever you want, but let's say 11 volts state of charge for your battery, it can start the vehicle. This is really good if you're in a very hot, humid place and you're running your air conditioner all night. You don't have to wake up in the middle of the night. It'll just automatically start the vehicle for you. So all of this is basically just taking where the electrical system was and just making it the best that it could be. All right, Kenny, this is probably the first nomadic cooling air conditioner in a pop top. I mean, the way that they built this into the pop top, the way it looks, the way it's designed in here, I mean, honestly, could not have been done any better. It's absolutely beautiful. I mean, this pop top is something special. I've never seen one before. I've never played around with one before, but the craftsmanship involved with this is extraordinary. And if you guys are ever in Loveland, Colorado, I really suggest you check out this builder and see the pop tops that they're doing, and maybe this may be something that you want to do in the future. All right, guys, I appreciate you guys coming around, watching this. This was just a 1 or 2 day project over here at Nomadic Cooling. All we were doing was taking how amazing this vehicle was, just making it a tiny bit more amazing, tiny bit a little bit safer, every tiny little bit better, a little bit safer is what matters. Safety and quality are in the details here at Nomadic Cooling, and we like to make the details as perfect as humanly possible for our customers. Once again, this has been a pleasure. My name is Jonathan. I call myself the Van Genius. And if you want to go further in comfort, go further with Nomadic Cooling.